What's up guys, DuArktik with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we are going to recap everything that happened yesterday during the BATTLEWORLD live stream. So this was a showcase of BATTLEWORLD in action by the developers, and we had a lot of questions that were answered. Not all of them. There are a few situations that I asked but they didn't answer specifically. And most of what you have in the data mines, once again, confirms. We know what rewards to expect, we know how different teams are going to play out, and hopefully this video will help you to be aware of what you need to prepare for this upcoming game mode. They confirmed that BATTLEWORLD is coming next week on Monday, and like I said in the past, there are a few characters that you should organize with your alliance to see who's gonna gear them up, because you'll need at least 5 people with those characters geared up. So we're gonna break down all the information that you need to know about this 1.5 hour live stream, hopefully in less than 20 minutes. So as always, if you guys like the information on these videos, make sure to share it to your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and make sure you smash that like button like a boss. Now, before we start, I have to victimize myself because for some reason I got banned of this live stream and from the Marvel Strike Force Twitch channel, and also the Discord, and also the Reddit. I'm not exactly sure why. I didn't say anything bad on the stream, but for some reason I was banned, so I had to use my second account on Twitch in order to ask questions that I felt it were important for people to be aware of. Okay, so beyond that, let's move on. Let's talk about information. Okay, so you can see right here that as we knew, we are going to have 5 different zones, and they removed one of the missions from these zones. So in the past we had 5 missions, now we're going to have only 4, and only on the 5th mission there will be 5 missions, with one being special. It's like they call the Herald mission, so that's pretty much it. Then on the 6th day we are going to face KNULL, and multiple people can attack at the same time. And even if you kill the boss, you should be fine. From what I understood, you only get KNULL shards as rewards if you beat KNULL. If you just attack him, but you don't beat him, you are not going to be able to get the KNULL shards. So keep that in mind. The KNULL shards will increase based on the difficulty to a maximum of 10. So even if you are beating KNULL at difficulty 1 or whatever, you should still be able to get shards, but maybe it's going to be 1 shard or 2 shards or something like that. And it might take a while for us to really unlock KNULL, probably around 3 months or 4 months or so. Those were some of the numbers that people were discussing in the chat. Let's move on to the next slider. So we have those different missions. Like I was saying, most of the zones will have 4 missions, but this one also has a special mission, which is the elite mission right here. I think this is a special one. And you can see this one bonus with Asgardians. So this one is very important that you have Odin, but like they say, it's a bonus mission. This mission will make or break the leaderboards. This is going to be the one that differentiates what you're going to be able to progress on the season leaderboards. And one thing I didn't understand is if every player can participate on these, or if it's just one player that can clear all of it. Because if that's the case, then we are not going to have enough gameplay for everyone that can participate, right? Because from my understanding, you could be able to do these missions, you get you full clear, right? So after full clear, is there any other reason for other people to attack, or that's pretty much it? So it was not fully clear if you can get the amount of cap of points, this 4,900 for example, with just one person. I hope that multiple people can attack it, but does not require your entire alliance, because otherwise that's going to be a massive time sink. So hopefully the range will be somewhat in the middle, right? So some people have some gameplay, but others will not have if they are busy or something like that. Let's move on to the next slider. We have the special ops. We already knew about the special ops. The special ops match exactly what we had from the data mines, but like I said, they removed some of the missions from here, but from the special ops they did not remove anything. So yes, it's true, you are going to need a Scarlet Witch zombie at 7 stars you are going to need Zombie Iron Man at 1 diamond. You'll need symbiote, not symbiote, you're gonna need Spider-Man Big Time at gear tier 19. So there are some gear requirements and character requirements and yellow stars requirements that will not be feasible for everyone. So for example, with my alliance, you can see that we are not going to be able to complete everything because we don't have enough people with certain characters at 7 yellow stars or gear tier 19 or something like that. So keep that in mind. But once again, all the information that we have from the special ops, both from the Boilan data mines and from my data mines, it was all correct. So in the future, when we have a new battle world, and they already said that they are already working on the second battle world, then the information is from the data mines should be correct as well. Let's move on to the next slider. Just to finish this slider, this part here requires your entire alliance to participate. There are 240 slots, and this takes like 10 seconds. So your alliance needs to participate in this. So you need at least an active alliance that will fill up this. Once again, it takes a few seconds to do that, so it's not a big deal. You can see right here the requirements. This is on zone 4 or zone 3 that requires only your zombie scout witch at 3 yellow stars. So you can see right here 3 yellow stars, and with each of the sections the requirements become bigger and bigger. So it goes from 3 yellow stars to 6 yellow stars, then to 7 yellow stars, then some of them require diamonds and specific gear tiers, including gear tier 19, but nothing above 1 diamond. 1 diamond is the maximum requirement, and gear tier 19. I'm saying gear tier 19 because we have gear tier 20 coming to the game soon, and some of the... If you want to solo this like easily, you are kind of going to need some characters at gear tier 20, but that's something for the future. We'll see how it's gonna play out. Okay, so here they are going to do the special mission, or this is the Herald mission. So this is that mission that you only have on the zone 5, and you can see the rewards. You have some ions, you have ISO 8 blue level 5, ISO 8 blue level 4, and if you clear these, you are going to get battle world points, which is important, right? Moving on, we have the showcase of the Astral team. Do not follow these ISO 8 recommendations. Some of these characters are correct in terms of ISO 8, but other characters are not. And this mission specifically, they have special bonuses for Astral. So you can see right here, bonus for Astral. That means they are going to be way stronger than they are supposed to be. And that's why this team is garbage, because it seems like they were counting with this team being useful just with these bonuses. And that's why this team is failing so hard on the showcase. It's because they were counting with the bonuses. Now, you could also use Pegasus, but Pegasus cannot solo it, as you will see. All the characters are at 7 yellow stars, 7 red stars, gear tier 19. It's ISO 8 purple level 3, so they don't have diamonds, but ISO 8 purple is maxed out, which ISO 8 purple activates specific abilities, so keep that in mind. Okay, so, as I said, the Astral team will absolutely destroy the enemies because they have these bonuses. With each of the waves, you can see the waves here at the top. With each of the waves, the difficulty of the enemies will increase, and you also have a timer, but the timer only acts when you make decisions. So even with 5 minutes, this can last for like 20 minutes if you are not making decisions, so keep that in mind. Okay, moving on, you can see that they absolutely destroy this mission, and then they quitted from it and they brought Pegasus. And you can see that Pegasus was doing fine, but as soon as it gets more difficult, the Iron Man already died, Kestrel already died, Kestrel was revived, and then it only clears 4 waves. So this is the 4 waves, and this is the part that I didn't understand, and once again I asked, and but they didn't reply. So it was not clear if someone can complete these, or if each player can participate on this until you reach the cap. We don't know for sure if everyone is going to be able to have gameplay or not. And you can see that they don't get the full amount of points because you have to full clear to get the full amount of points, but you still get a nice amount of VP, which is not the full cap for this mission. Let's move on. They go to that other mission, the bonus mission that requires you to use Asgardians, And this is a Odin check. If you don't have Odin, we're not going to be able to destroy this. It's just impossible. And Odin on his own can solo it. So that's pretty much it. You have to be careful with the Odin ISO 8. If you have Odin with Skirmisher ISO 8 or Striker, you're going to have some struggle against some of the enemies, like they did as well. So you can see here, Odin plus Sylvie, Teen Loki, better rebuild, so nothing important characters. And they played okay, it was not like super crazy by any means, but the entire team died, only Odin stayed alive. This Gladiator is very annoying, but thankfully it does not have Fortified ISO 8, because if he had Fortified ISO 8, Odin would not be able to kill him. And even for them to kill Odin, it took like 3 or 4 minutes. It was something ridiculous. So it's definitely a struggle, especially if you don't have Odin maxed out. So keep that in mind. 7 yellow stars, 700 stars, otherwise no chance. Okay, so here they show the different sections that you have for the other missions. It's not the special ops, it's the normal missions with the gameplay, but once again, this is all that we had already from the data mines. This is the left side from my spreadsheet. But like I said, they removed some of these missions. So for example, this mission number 4, they removed it, so you no longer have to use Bifrost and Raids. And that's a good thing, because some of these teams were really garbage, and you really don't want to gear them up just to complete this. So that's actually great. That's a great move from Scopely, because it's going to save you a ton of rewards, resources, not rewards, a ton of resources, because you don't want to go back and invest on these trash teams like Bifrost and a few other teams that are kind of garbage. So it's really great to move from Scopely, and like I said, it's going to allow you to save a ton of resources. Moving on, we have the season rewards. So the season lasts 1 month, and at the end of the season you're going to be able to get diamonds for new characters. So diamonds for Emma Frost, it's good. I mean, it kind of sucks because Emma Frost has a trash kit, but any free rewards are good rewards, right? And it seems like the top 10 will get 3 diamonds, and the top 100 will get 2 diamonds, and then the top 250 or something will get 1 diamond. And then on will get diamonds. That's pretty much it. Now you can see that you're gonna get some ions. You get these orbs that gives you the ISO 8, not the ions, and you also get some ISO 8 blue, level 5 and level 4. Moving on, we have the season rewards for lower level alliances. So you can see you get some ISO 8 purple, you get more ISO 8 blue, and you get a bunch of the Battle World currency that will allow you to buy stuff from the store. In the store, you can farm characters like Thanos Endgame, Gore, and Gladiator, so the 3 new Annihilator characters, they'll be available in the store. You can also farm other characters like Hank Pym and Black Panther Shuri, but you cannot farm Captain Britain, so keep that in mind. The only other thing that you can buy with Battle World currency will be ISO 8. Once again, you can buy the ISO 8, but you cannot buy the ions. And you can see it's actually quite expensive for such a small amount. And it's RNG, so sometimes you'll find the blaster triangle that you need, other times it will be square controller. So there is a lot of RNG elements in the store, but it's the usual, it's a store. They want you to spend 4 cores refreshing the store. Moving on, we have the weekly rewards. These are the rewards you get at the end of the week, on Sunday, I assume, if you beat KNULL. So if you full clear, you're gonna get 10 shards. And once again, on lower difficulties, you are going to get less than 10 shards, so keep that in mind. And you are going to get the ions, because once again, on the store, you get the ISO 8. At the end of the week, you get the ions. And you get more currency, not a lot. Once again, this is weekly rewards, and ISO 8 blue level 5 and level 4. Moving on, we have the boss battle. And on the boss battle, you can see that KNULL is immune to ability block, exhaust, and exposed, and stun, of course. This is important because both exhaust and exposed can activate certain mechanics. So for example, Super Scroll is going to be very trash against KNULL, because you cannot trigger his exposed mechanic that steals health from the enemies. So it's unfortunate, it's definitely going to shaft a lot of characters, like for example Nightcrawler and Super Scroll and so on. And for example Val, that also works with exposed mechanics. Null can summon symbiotes, Null can inflict darkness, which mind controls afflicted characters. I really wish they would call this confusion rather than darkness. Darkness is a little bit of a stupid name. I think confusion would make way more sense. And then Null gains charges of rage. And rage is an enraged mechanic that will make Null impossible to kill. It's not impossible to kill, it just becomes super deadly, right? So if he reaches, like for example 30 charges of rages, he pretty much one-shots your characters. So this is just something to limit you from being able to farm Null with just one team, right? Like this, you are going to have more gameplay, not only with a single team, but also with other teams as well. And this will also allow your alliance members to play more as well. Even that Null responds if you are able to defeat him. And then you should have a count on how many times you were able to defeat Null. Moving on, we have this new feature that they introduced. I have been talking about this feature for a very long time. So in this feature, you just have to type, for example, Moon. If you type Moon, it's going to show up Mondragon, it's going to show up Moon Knight. And if there is a team that has also the word Moon, it's also going to show up. So it's really going to filter not only by the name of the characters, but also by their teams and maybe some other specific things that we don't know for sure. But this is going to be one of the best live feature things going to the game, especially now that we have this bug that the scroll bar, it's always bugging out, so this will no longer be a problem. And characters like Emma Frost that do not have tags until she is part of the Hellfire Club team, then you can find Emma Frost right away by searching her name in the search bar. So it's one of the best live features, easy live features or whatever people call these, that could come to the game. Let's move on to some gameplay of them versus Null. And you can see right here that they are going to use the Astral team against Null. Why is Astral going to be good against Null? It's because they have a lot of health steal mechanics. Depending on the difficulty that you are facing, you can do more or less damage to Null. There is a limit on how much damage you can do, which is 4 million at the highest difficulty, which is difficulty 5. And this works for health steal or even normal damage, right? So if you have, for example, Mondragon Ultimate doing 4 million damage or 10 million, or Agatha Ultimate 10 million damage, then it will be reduced for just 4 million, so you cannot beat Null way too fast. And characters like Omega Red, they can use their Striker Eyes away to steal 4 million health multiple times. So characters like Morgan Le Fay, Omega Red, Moondragon with their basic, Nebula with their basic, Morbius and a few other characters, they are going to be very powerful against Null if they have assist mechanics, for example from Old Man Logan, or from Nebula, or from Yo-Yo, or from Odin, and then you have the Striker Isoid characters to steal the health from Null. Moving on, we have here that they did one attack, so they used this team, they did like 100 million damage, but he has like 1 billion, so they did 10% of it. And once again, your alliance can attack as well, and everyone can attack at the same time, so that's a good thing. You don't have to wait for other people to attack. No, you can have your entire alliance attacking at the same time. And if someone defeats Null, then he's going to respawn again, but all the rage charges that he had, negative effects and so on, they will all be resetted, so you don't have to worry about it. You still will have some extra time to deal more damage to Null. And yes, there is a timer, but the timer only counts when animations are taking place or something. I didn't understand that very well, but it's something like that. Okay, so once again, they did one attack, they got some VP, they did the 10% damage that I was talking about, and they go for a second attack where they use Illuminati with Odin. Once again, you want to use teams that have assist mechanics, so after you can steal the health from Null, and you can see that Null summons different symbiotes. Null has two abilities that summon symbiotes, And you can have, for example, two symbiote Spider-Mans at the same time. I'm not sure if their buffs will stack, but it's definitely going to get a lot more difficult for you, even that the minions do not have a lot of health. So that's a good thing. Maybe then the minions have like 1% of the health of KNULL or something like that, because they die quite easily. Here we have the progression that we're going to experience soon. So BattleWorld once again is coming next week, and on the first week everyone will have to play on normal difficulty. This will allow you to get 750,000 points, and once again the season will last 1 month. This is a typo, it's not week 5, it's week 4. So you are still going to participate on the maximum difficulty until the end of the season, but yes, we'll have to go through difficulty 0 on the first day, and then on the second week you can jump to difficulty 3, on the third week you can jump to difficulty 4, and then finally on the last week, week 4, you can jump to difficulty 5, and then finally get your season rewards. After that they didn't present much more information. They used the legendary soup against the KNULL, and it was not easy to understand exactly how the Mephisto mechanic of removing health will work against KNULL. Probably it will not work, but we were able to confirm that the barrier that KNULL has can be automatically removed by characters that remove barrier. So that's going to be extremely important. You can see that this legendary soup did pretty much as much damage as the Astral team, so Astral is going to be useful for those other missions, but on the boss there are other teams that can do a lot of damage as well. And like I said before, having assist mechanics and health removal is going to be extremely important. Here we have sort of a roadmap of what you expect. November 3rd, standard BattleWorld game mode with no season rewards. November 10 will be the first season, and it runs for 3 weeks. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work out. And December 1st, the first official season with 4 weeks, and the second season starts at the end of December. It was kinda hinted that the Shadow King will be released after this week, the second week of November. At least that's what I understood based on the data mines. It also seems to be that way. We're gonna get the Ancient One, we're gonna get Emma Frost, and after that we're gonna get the Shadow King. And after we are going to get the Winter Patch that usually is from December all the way to February, so keep that in mind. And after that they just show a little bit more of this, and that's it. It was all the information that we got. We were able to answer all the questions that we had, or at least most of them. But I'm excited for this. It will definitely have some gameplay, and based on what the envoy said, that it was out of fast, it will definitely not be the case. Like I said before, Gear Tier 20 should be coming within the next 3 or 4 months, maybe 5, maybe March will be the latest. We'll see Gear Tier 20. But maybe yes, maybe with Gear Tier 20 and Diamonds, you're gonna be able to solo these and auto it, but it doesn't seem like it is the case right now. So we will definitely have some gameplay, and especially on the boss. On the boss, they definitely said that there are different teams that you can use in order for you to unlock KNULL. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you smash that like button. If you found the video helpful, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Mouse Force content, and I'll catch you guys later.